how you collected the data.
Well, the data on the app, and I was representing children and families. We are the only app.
You had to talk to Apple, right? And you had to...
When things don't go right and abuse and neglect cases. And you're like, oh, I feel it like it was yesterday. And we have a triggering event that is 1 in 5 therapists use evidence-based therapeutic processes.
So Kelly, how are you doing today?
Great. Thank you, Kevin. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Where are you calling us from?
I am calling from Marin County, California, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, great. Now, why I'm reaching out to you today is we love to do podcasts with people in the health and wellness sector of society. And we came across you guys and got this app, went through the website, and I don't want to do any of my own explaining. What I would like to start with is, how did you guys get to the point of wanting to bring this to the web? You work with Dr. Hernandez, correct?
I do, Dr. C.O. Hernandez. Yeah.
Okay. And so how did Dr. Hernandez start down this path? I mean, you can start as far back as she started as a doctor and went into this, or you start that path off, but I'd like to see how you even came to this point. How did it start and where did it go?
Oh, absolutely. So it's a bit of a history.
Mm-hmm.
So C.O. and I, she goes by Dr. C.O. or just C.O.
Okay.
She and I began our careers at the same time. She was a young therapist and I was a young attorney. And I was representing children and families in child welfare, so abuse and neglect cases. So when we started, we were working with the same clientele, right? And so we established this relationship about me calling her to say, God, I've got this kid and I have this issue and I don't know what to do. And then her calling me and saying, I have this kid and they're not being helped. What do we do? So we sort of teamed up. This is now 27 years ago.
Wow.
As a fierce fighter of children's rights in child welfare. During that time, CO continued to move along in her path. She got her PhD. She first actually, which is really important, became an EMDR therapist. That stands for eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. Mm-hmm. And that is a extra training that you get after you get your master's, your social work, whatever your higher education. It's an extra certification. Okay. So she went and did that. I was doing my law thing, working together, coming together, playing. We opened a group home for emancipating young women when the law said you have to be out of foster care at 18, and they weren't ready. So we started a foster home, emancipation home, for children, and 90% of our girls went on to higher education, and they were going to be homeless when we got them into our program. So we did that for a while together, and then the law changed and you could stay in foster care till 22. And so we kind of moved on. CO during that time was working in policy. She was part of First Five, which is the tobacco money that is given to First Five programs for kids age 0 to 5. She did a lot of public policy and strategic planning for communities. So we've worked from the individual person all the way through to government with trying to put strategic planning in place, always surrounding mental health and children and building resilience. Okay, so that's kind of been our 25 years. So I went on doing stuff in the law. She kind of went on. Then I retired from the law, and I called her, and when we went to lunch, and I said, what are you doing? And of course, she was always doing like 6 things because she's brilliant. And she talked about how she had built the very first application using bilateral stimulation, which was one of the big parts of EMDR. Right. So she'd been doing EMDR and teaching it for the international organization and waiting for somebody to bring AI and technology into the mental health world. And it just wasn't happening. So she built the app for her PhD program. Then she took that app and she thought, what if I could do this? Can I do EMDR, which is that, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but that evidence-based therapeutic process, can I do it on a group? So she took it into a classroom in one of the high schools up here in our county, and she tested it for test anxiety. And every kid had it on their laptop, and she was leading, and we can talk about what it is, but she was leading the process. Mm-hmm. And in 1 minute, the kids reported reduction in anxiety and a boost in their self-confidence in 1 minute.
Wow.
And she was like, that's it. We can do this on a group level too.
Yeah.
So she's like, good. good, great. So she's already doing 5, 6 other things. She has a private practice. She's a trainer, and she has this app that she's working with and using it. And we're training people to be EMDR providers. We're training them in our app, right? So we're building microsystems. And I said, let's go. It is now time to bring that app to the world.
Wow.
And
how long ago was that you did that?
So she's been working on it for about 12 years, just building, testing, using it in her own practice. We got over 1,000 users just from our own clients, right? So just kind of, and I said, this is about 1.5 years ago. Okay, let's go. I'm done now. And I need to do something different. And I need my soul back because my soul is helping people. And at the end of my legal career, it wasn't working like I wanted it to. So here we are. So we now have got this. We are building our 4th iteration, which will be available in about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Our goal is that every person in the world has our app in their hand to boost their resilience and reduce their stress on their own at any time. So it's basically a brain hack for you to reduce your stress, right? And build your confidence. The difference is the calm and the headspace and the things that are out there now are great, but they will get you basically to our phase 1 or 2 of the 8-phase process. So they will calm you to keep you present. We fix your brain, right? We help your brain fix itself, really, so that you can level up. You are no longer triggered to your past when you have experiences. And I could tell you all about that. That might be a different podcast about how it all works, but we can get into it. So, but that's what we do. So where the calming and the back to your body stops, that's where we start.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what, walk me through, because I saw, when I went on your website, I saw that there was a free plan, and then there was a plan for $5.99 a month, which I think is extremely reasonable, by the way.
That's changing. So just hang tight. Not much. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you should charge more from what I was just how interactive the website. And I wanted to wait till I spoke to you before I downloaded it myself. I wanted to have a conversation.
I will say, for anybody who thinks they want to try it, the app that's out there now, you can get it. It is really built for a therapist right now. So it doesn't make a lot of sense if you don't understand EMDR. You can do it. You can use it. The resources right now are amazing, right? There's all kinds of things you can do that are the same as Calm and Mindful, that are meditation, mindfulness resourcing. And the app itself works. But if you don't listen to the video, which isn't like right there in your present face on how it works, you kind of get lost, because it starts with like, how do you feel now? And you're like, what does that mean? So it's really, stay tuned, because the next one,
the next version is going to be more for users that
will be end user. Yeah. Wow. Will be end user, super friendly.
The initial app was to teach therapists how. She was trying to reach therapists.
Well, and it was really the whole point of it, truthfully, what in the beginning was to save her arm from doing this. Because part of EMDR is the therapist is using their arm or lights or buzzers or some other bilateral stimulation, right? And so she was like, let me build something so that's all built in. And then we started adding haptics. We're probably getting ahead of ourselves, because we should explain maybe what EMDR is.
Yeah, well, yeah, that my next question was going to be, what is EMDR? Because I had that very question.
Yeah, so in its easiest explanation, eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. So it was developed by Dr. Shapiro. And interestingly, while she was on a walk one day and she was stressed out, and she just noticed she was like flicking her eyes back and forth, and she felt calmer. And she was like, that's very strange. So that was 1987. It's now used all over the world for all types of things. But only in the last, I'd say maybe 5 to 10 years, are people recognizing its benefits for things more than trauma, right? So it was very sort of trauma focused, fix problems. And what we're realizing now, and I'll tell you after you understand how it works, that it can be used just as effectively, if not more, to clean out your own triggers in the past that weren't properly processed and reach the goals you want, the life you desire, without all this head baggage, right? Okay, so here's how it works.
Yeah.
In its simplest form. The brain is a computer system. much like, and I'm going to super date myself right now, but much like a DOS operating system for our old computers, right?
Yeah, I'm 50, so I follow.
Okay. So and I don't know how to, it's not, it was defragging. Now it's decluttering. Okay. So
okay.
I'm using my newer terms, my millennial terms. So here we are. AIP is called adaptive information processing. And that is basically how the brain works. And what happens is every millisecond, all of your senses are tracking what's happening around you, right? Because we're animals first. So we're looking at fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, always. Are we in danger? And our brain is going back into that little filing cabinet and looking for other experiences we've had to tell us whether we're safe or not.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are children, between the ages of 0 and 18, there are a lot, our brain is developing, our computer is pulling in AI information and storing it, right? Just like AI does. It's learning, it's repeating, it's in a beautiful world. When things work right, we have an experience, we can take in all the sensations. And then when that experience is over, it goes to the other side of our brain and gets cataloged as a memory. When things don't go right and we have a triggering event that is not properly processed, then it's sitting here as an unprocessed file. And it will stay with you until it is properly processed.
Yeah.
And when it's not processed, it feels like that song that takes you right back to the first breakup that you heard.
Yes.
When you're like, oh, I feel it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because that hasn't been processed into a memory. This is how strong our brain is. It remembers everything, right?
It's amazing. Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. So when we are young and our brain is learning, it's learning new things like 0 to 12 months, 0 to 18 months, 3 years to 5 years, 5 years to 10. Your brain has cognitions that it's learning, positive and negative. If it learns a negative cognition that doesn't get properly triggered, like say between the ages like 5 and 10, then you come out feeling as an adult with I'm not good enough. Gotcha. And then that word is going to pop up. And there's your bully. You're not good enough. Don't try it. Don't do it. You're not good enough, right?
Yes.
That's an unprocessed memory.
Mm-hmm.
So what EMDR does, it allows you to take that unprocessed memory, puts it into your frontal lobe, right? Mixes it up so it's not holding the energy of, oh my God, I'm going to die when I get on that airplane, or, oh, I'm going to cry when this happens. Shakes it up and takes all of that energy out of it and then transfers it over so it's a memory. So you're no longer triggered. So it's just decluttering it, reframing it, and putting it as a memory.
So when you're feeling triggered, is that when you go to the app, you're stating, so when you're, okay, I'm feeling anxiety right now. You go then you go to the app. Well, not yet. You're saying not yet. It's for therapists right now. Or you saying
you can still do it. It's just not user friendly. It's all there. Right?
It's there.
So the phases are like phase 1 is talking about safety and finding a safe or brave place. Phase 2 is about building a container. And this phase 1 and 2 should be happening, by the way, in every therapeutic session around the world. You should be getting these 2 things.
Yes.
This is not EMDR only. Right?
Correct.
Do you have a brave, safe place you can go to when you feel unsafe?
Yeah.
And do you have a container to unload all of your crap so you're not carrying it around on your shoulders every day?
Right. Well, what would the container be? Just another part of your brain? Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So what your brain, so your brain's a computer. It's going to listen to what you say. It doesn't have the feelings, right? The feelings come from the other side, right? Yeah. The cognitive side of your brain is like, great, we got a container and we can unload it. Fantastic. You put a lock on it, put it in the ocean, put it wherever you want, and you can make it and you can, right? And then it's done. And then you can go back when you have time to deal with that issue and do it centered and present. Right?
Now, what made her decide to make it into an app? Because you said she has a full practice. She has.
Her arm was hurting. Her arm was hurting from doing this so many times a day.
What is she doing when she's doing it? So something flashes? Is that what you mean?
So she's doing bilateral movement. So let's stay here for a second. Hang on. Let me give you the phases. So phase 1 is 2, container. Phase 3 gets into what is the target? Where do we feel it in our body? And there are questions. The app will lead you all the way through this. So that's why for a therapist who's just learning EMDR, this will keep you efficacy to the model. So the therapist doesn't have to panic that they're trying to remember the 8 phases and do good therapy. No, they can just use the app and then they can better attune to their clients, right? If you're doing it on your own, it's walking you through with questions all the way through.
It's 8 phases, you said?
It's 8 phases. Yeah. The bilateral stimulation is the part that is mixing up the neurons in your brain to give you a new memory. So it's just, you can do bilateral stimulation by crossing your arms and tapping, by tapping your left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. These are cognitive behavioral therapy, right? CBT. Anything that goes from one side of your body to the other will bring your body back to the present, your brain to the present. Because when you get triggered, you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? You go back to that previous trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you're in a meeting, you could be or tapping your legs or barely moving your feet to keep you present.
Wow.
Because think about this for a minute. Think about being in a boardroom with the board who is worried about and bottom line of money, right? Correct. If everybody has a bottom line of the bottom dollar, it is most likely that they are going to be triggered back to that 10-year-old self to I'm not good enough if their mom can't or aren't meeting their numbers. So if they are triggered back to the I'm not good enough and they're sitting in a board meeting, you got a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
How can you have an effective business if you've got 10-year-olds running it?
It's a great point. Never thought about it from that aspect at all. That's so true now that you're saying that. I'm back to meetings that I've had.
Think about it. You're like, look over there and you're like, oh my God, that kid is a teenager.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Blowing their top. They can't sit still. They're moving. Like, what is going on over there?
Is EMDR really, because I've never heard of it in the therapy world? Is it a very known practice?
Yeah. So here's the scoop. So prehistorically, from 87 to the 2000s, it was really focused on people who had been therapists for a while, digging in deep to these complex traumas, to, lots of really bad stuff, right? That's where it's a lot been focused. Studying now, over 500 studies about it, now trying it in things that aren't so complex, which would allow you, the end user, to do it yourself. But if you dig deep into something and you hit a lower chord you didn't know about, then you got to go to a therapist and help them work it out, right? Like, it's for you to work to calm, but there may be things that overwhelm you. And then that's when you reach out. People haven't heard about it historically because it's really been kept to cost a lot of money to do it. It's a pretty big training. It's a 6-day training and 50 hours afterwards, right? It's a big thing. So really, most times the EMDR therapists thus far have been already practicing practitioners who now want to add a tool. And our end goal, because we've got like 4 companies working at once to build world resilience, but part of our nonprofit is to make EMDR mandatory in PhD programs, in psych programs, and social work programs.
It's not mandatory right now?
It's not.
Oh, wow.
You walk out of school with theory, not a lot of actual tools.
It's the biggest problem.
That's the tool belt that we're toolkit, right? Just a few stats for you that are
I want to hear them.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Only 1 in 5 therapists use evidence-based therapeutic processes.
No way.
That the other 5 are talking with you and not utilizing these evidence-based therapeutic processes that are out there that we know that work.
So they're just talking theory, basically, is what you're saying.
Or just talking to you like your friend, maybe. And not because they don't want to, it's because of training, right? That's where we go.
Honest, it's been my biggest problem. I know, dated a psychologist. Some of my biggest problems is I don't know why you're called this, because anybody can be doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're not giving me anything I'm not doing to my friends. So why do they pay you to do this? And she would get upset with me. And I said it. I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm this type of friend to people. I have these conversations with people. What makes you a doctor? Because you memorized a bunch of books? Like, I don't understand what a surgeon knows how to go into your brain and repair, a brain surgeon, you know what I mean? Like, there's something they're physically doing. What are you doing? Now, doing the EMDR techniques and things like that makes complete sense to me.
Right. Those EMDR CBT are built under the understanding of that adaptive information processing, right? How the brain works. We're utilizing the brain to fix itself, because you've probably already heard this, but we can heal ourselves. We can also make ourselves sick.
Yes.
The body is an amazing machine.
Yes.
You just need to know how to run it.
Exactly.
Right? It's pretty amazing. So now you may start to see, and you will, and you are, Simone Biles and Miley Cyrus and actors and actresses, right? Athletic performers are coming out now and saying, Beckham, right? I used EMDR and it changed my life, right?
I didn't know they did. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's getting big because people are understanding, because more people are trained in it, and we are training. So let me just give you a little side. We have a nonprofit, a proof of concept in Texas, South Texas, which was a mental health desert 2-3 years ago. We now have over 50 EMDR providers who are also training providers now, and who are working with communities and systems. Like we're working with the judges in South Texas to order EMDR as a sentencing requirement, so that we are giving people the real tools to help them change their lives.
So when they're in prison, they're supposed to be getting this treatment. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That is part of their sentencing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Is that what you think the single most important tool is EMDR?
I believe, as a non-therapist, as a lawyer who has watched and worked with children, over 1,000 of them for 25 years,
wow,
EMDR is the best. However, some people have a harder time with it, I believe. And then again, look I'll get Dr. CEO on here and she can do all the real psychology of it.
Yeah.
My personal experience of having watched children and adults engage in it and change their lives is that it is the single best. But there are people who have tried it and they haven't had success. And I would have to really understand what they did and what they tried, how it went, because this is defragging your brain. So it is a scientifically based process. So if it didn't work, then there's some piece of it. Either the client wasn't ready for it, they had too much other stuff and they weren't able to be present. You know what I mean? There's like lots of different reasons, but it's an evidence-based process. So it works.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because if you're feeling a certain way, you start to use the tools. Did it help you or didn't you? You can actually quantify this. You can document it. Now, when you were talking about, explain to me, you said 6 days. It takes 6 days. What are you referring to?
Sorry, that was a training. We have a bunch of different things that we're doing with the ultimate goal, again, of bringing world resilience, right? Like that's our goal. Our end goal is that that we bring resilience, because I don't know if you've done any looking into the anxious generation. That's a great book. If you haven't, read it.
What's it called?
The Anxious Generation.
Anxious. Oh, anxious. The word anxious. Got it. Okay.
That
generation, is that this generation?
That's the one up and coming, right?
Yeah.
My kids are 22 or 21 and 23, and they're in it. They're starting it, but now we have the through COVID kids, right?
Oh yeah.
And it explains why our kids are not as resilient as maybe we were, because we were like shut out the door and told to suck it up and you'll be fine, right? You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
That's so true.
Unfortunately, maybe our age and a little bit younger of parents tried to correct, and we overcorrected, right? And we got helicopter parents, and we got micromanagement, and we got worry of every kid being stolen. And then we stopped allowing our kids' brains to grow and learn cognitively what it needs to learn to be resilient. So that's what we're bringing back.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's incredible what this is. Incredible. I'm going to download the app myself.
I suggest to you, Kevin, I'm happy to give you time and walk you through the resources and stuff, because I want you to have a really good experience, so that when you try the real new one, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is crazy amazing. But I want you to get the best out of it. So I'm super happy.
You want me to wait to do this one?
I'll walk you through it. Offline, let's pick a time and I'll walk you through this one.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay, great. So you're saying you want everyone to know about this. So what path are you doing this? So right now the focus is just building the new app, right? You really don't want to be promoting an old product.
What we are doing, what we've been doing, is strategic planning with companies who are struggling and saying, we will teach you how to look at your corporation, your company, and it goes all the way down to a single person and all the way up to the world, right? Yeah. We call it an everything, everywhere, all at once lens. Okay. So for a corporation, we would be saying, what's happening with your employees? What's going on in their daily life, like outside of work and inside of work. And we have questionnaires that we give out. We do a strategic planning with the company. We say, this is what you need to do if you want to get all of your employees to be safe and connected to themselves and to others at work. Then you will get the top of that employee that you hired.
100% you will. Couldn't agree more. How are you finding those people now? How are you reaching them? How are you getting them?
So beautifully, I am a connector. And so and CO is a connector and a gamma girl. She lives on the gamma plane. I don't go that high. But so we have developed relationships over our 50 years of practice, right? So we are leaning on them and organizations just currently around us right now to come in and do the strategic planning. But pretty soon I will be out doing a push, reaching founders and elite entrepreneurs, things like that, coaches who are already coaching. We want to coach them in this neuroscience piece and help them level up their clients even better.
Exactly.
So we're also doing elite performers, elite athletes, because we already connected to professional football players, things like that. So we've got a couple different channels that we're going. And then we're doing test anxiety and anxiety in teens, because that is our passion. That's where we live.
Getting kids from 5 to 16, those developmental years of that brain and that carry you for the rest of your life, it's so critical to get them then.
Right. We want their foundation, right? We want the foundation strong. And there's an interesting thing that anybody can do to determine how much work they might have to do in their past, how many triggers there might be. There's a test that was developed, I believe, by Kaiser. When I throw out the stats, I know what I'm talking about. When I throw out some of this other stuff, we're going to check with CO to make right. So, so Kaiser made this study, and then now it's being used all over with pediatricians and things like that. But it's called the Adverse Child Experience Questionnaire.
Okay.
And it's 10 questions. And out of those 10 questions, you can make a determination about how many adverse child experiences a child has before the age of 18. And the more adverse experiences a person has before the age of 18, there's a direct correlation to reduced lifespan, to diabetes, to heart attacks, to medical issues. Direct correlation. So we know that the damage is being done, right? We know. And now we know how to fix it.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so it's basically just getting you when you're starting to feel the trigger and going through the 8 steps of turning it into putting it into a different compartment in your brain instead of keeping it in the
defragging. You're defragging your trigger.
It's like a Jenga puzzle or whatever. I've never ever thought of concepts that way. I really never have. It makes total sense that would work. In my opinion, logically, it makes sense. And because that's the 8 steps that help you turn it into a different feeling. That's what it's doing, right?
That's
when
right.
you go to that.
Yeah. So each question is setting you up to be in your body. So it will say, let's say you're anxious about this interview, right?
Yeah.
Go in beforehand, and it's like, what is your target? I'm anxious. I have anxiety around this meeting. Okay. What does the picture look like in your head of the anxiety? Right. So you're getting a mental picture of it. Right.
Yeah.
And then what do you feel about you when you see that mental picture? So you're like, oh, now I have a feeling about it. Now I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Right. And then where do you feel that in your body? Oh, my neck, my back, my stomach. Right. So it's just tuning you in to your whole body. And then it's like, pick your things, pick your objects to do it. And then you do it. And then as you're doing watching this thing, now it's watching something on the screen. Now as you're watching it and you're listening to music and you got all these different things going on, your brain is being overloaded and it's taking that trigger piece, the energy of the trigger and dissipating it. And then your brain is like, oh, it's a memory. Now I can just put it over here into a good memory or a bad memory or a sad memory or whatever. You can categorize it, right? But it puts it into the memory. And then you do it and then you close it out and you're done. And you are not anxious anymore walking into the meeting. You're in an adult present. I got this body. I've done this meeting a million times. I don't need to worry.
It makes so much sense. How many companies have you guys worked with so far on this? I was reading into the website and I saw the partnership offers, partnership plans, getting groups together, doing demos, etc.
Yeah. So UOP and Davis already, Dr. CO works with them. She teaches, she's taught for 30 years law and ethics, and she teaches different things at both of those colleges. So we're doing already test anxiety with Davis's medical school, helping their students pass the medical boards, right? Where they may have not. So we're already in UOP and Davis working.
Are you working with companies and their employees yet? Have you guys done like group sessions with?
We're doing small ones. It's hard because we don't have the tool ready yet. So we're kind of
You're waiting until the tool's ready.
Right. Yeah. Right now I'm trying to build up the strategic planning. That's what I'm doing now. It's like, I need to get out to these companies so we can do the strategic planning and plug in the tool when it's ready.
When is the tool going to be ready?
Hopefully by October 15th.
October. Okay. Gotcha.
Fingers crossed. Well, and here's the other piece. There's a whole other piece to this. So Got This is an app. We are also a whole telehealth platform for coaches and providers, doctors who can work with their clients using the app, right? It also is a data collection site. So all of those things, all of those testing and pre-test and post-test data that are built into the program will be collecting data, not by name, just all data that nobody knows who it is, right? That can be used for AI, right? That can be used for data management. So we have a whole nother data piece that we can build our own whole mental health AI system around based on all of our data that we're collecting. And then we can share that.
The Got This app is you're collecting that data right now?
No, yes. But we also have it as part of the telehealth platform.
Where's that at? Where's the telehealth? Where is that?
It's being built.
Oh. So you don't have that. Okay, I got it.
Our next release will have the telehealth platform and
so you're hoping that's also going to be on October 15th.
The telehealth probably December 1st.
Okay.
So end of year, both things will be up
end of year, you'll have them both up and running to really, that's just amazing. When this one launches, you're not going to keep trying to do a different variation of it, or
right. No, this is it. We'll just build on it. But the other thing for you to know, you guys are going to fix this so we can talk about like what goes online and what doesn't. But the other thing for you to know is, so for you to know, Kevin, we are really 4 things. Okay. We are Got This app.
Yep.
That is the tools to implement what we're doing over in number 2, which is Levelation International. Levelation is a movement of membership, personal all the way up to government, to change, to build the world resilience, to build the strategic planning, to teach people how to look at the world from a quantum basis, quantum U, right? Yeah. This is energy going between us.
Group that can be joined? Is that what you're saying?
This is an international organization. It's nonprofit, and it will be built as a movement. We already have 2 members, the Isabel Allende Foundation. So we have 2 started.
Who created the nonprofit? You guys?
We did. Me and Sam.
Oh, okay.
So this is why, because it's a bigger deal, right? So the app, the ultimate goal, to be honest with you, is to build this app and telehealth platform and sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
Within like 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Our bigger goal is to build world resilience. So we have
this app you want to eventually sell, correct? You want to eventually sell it
as a private placement.
Oh, you don't want to get bought out by someone to do it?
We want to get bought out as a private placement.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's the app, that's the telehealth platform. We're building a wearable. This is coming. Like, I could blow your mind. We could spend hours and I could tell you all we're doing, but we're building a wearable that will be able to.
Is this the third one? You said your 4 things. Is this the third?
No. The wearable is just another product of the app.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Right. So Levelation is our nonprofit membership. Right. Got This is our tools.
Yep.
To strategically implement what we're teaching.
Yes.
Be It is our proof of concept in Texas.
Okay.
Training trainers to be trainers. Training trainers on how to build communities so that we can get rid of mental health deserts, right? We're looking for microclimates where there are nobody. We're teaching them and then we're helping them teach others. And then we get out and they.
What do you mean by a mental health desert? I'm thinking of an actual desert. What are you?
So a mental health desert would be like in the triangle between South Padre Island and up to the Rio Grande in Texas. There's like a triangle where there are no therapists.
Oh my God. So there's an actual location.
Yeah. There are no therapists.
Why?
Right? Like, there are not enough therapists. Well, first of all, there aren't enough therapists in this world to meet all the need. It's 1 for every 340 people. One therapist. And one therapist cannot see 340 people.
No.
And they're really expensive. $150 to $1,000 an hour.
And your app.
So we're training trainers who will be our customers. Mm-hmm. All those trainers will be our customers, and they will also sell it to 20 of their patients right?
Yeah.
Who are going to use it. If you're a patient, you can use it with one therapist and take it because it's yours and plug it into another therapist with all your background data because it's yours.
How are you collecting the data? Are you asking questions to each of the people? Is that what you're doing to collect the data?
Well, the data on the app is already connected by the questions that are being asked in your pre-test and post-test.
Oh, got you. You're asking each of the people. Well, you got you to figure out what you're helping trigger.
Exactly.
And you're putting all that data into what? Where's it being stored?
In our private HIPAA, GDPR compliant, blah, blah, blah.
Wow. Yeah.
Which you will understand, or if I walk you through the app, then you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. I totally see what's happening. I understand.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to walk me through the app later.
I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing. Yeah.
And then what's the fourth concept? You said after Be It.
So Be It, Levelation, Got This.
Got this. Yep.
Oh, and Hernandez Family Therapist is CEO, and she owns the patent.
Oh, she does.
We've got 3 and 1 in the works.
3 patents.
We have the patent about bilateral ball going back and forth. So anything that's bilateral ball going back, anything that goes bilateral on the screen of something to other, we have the patent for.
Wow. Well, not only that, so if it's an app, you had to talk to Apple, right? And you had to talk to Samsung. For people to be able to download it, don't you have to pass certain guidelines to put an app, to have an app available for people to download?
Oh, I don't think so. I think you can.
Oh, really? Anybody can download anything?
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you that we are the only app that is built by a PhD, and we're the first bilateral stimulation out there. None of these other apps, Calm, Headspace, none of them are built by anybody with a PhD or a master's.
Why on earth?
Lots of them are built by somebody who had a wonderful experience in EMDR and thought, shit, I could make something out of this. I can do that.
Got you.
So most of the ones out there now, there are a few that do follow most of the 8 phases, but most of them only are 1 or 2 phases. So it's kind of dangerous, right? To call yourself an EMDR app if you're not keeping fidelity to Shapiro's model of those 8 steps. It could be very dangerous. You can open up somebody's trauma without knowing it. And then they're walking around triggered. Yeah. And 5 years old or 2 years old or 0 if they had between.
Game. Oh, God. I've never even heard of those other apps you're talking about. Technology, until I started using the AI tools I didn't know anything about. I mean, I don't even have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. You know what I mean? I'm one of those dudes. I'm going to sell my solar company within 2 years. I get a lot of my training from Alex Hermosi. I don't know if you know who he is. He's in Las Vegas and renowned person that buys into people's companies, becomes a minority partner, and then gets them to the public space, sells them, and then takes a few more. Now he's worth like $240 million now, and he's on a whole different scope. I go to see him twice a year for my coaching for my company where we're at, and then I'm just becoming a smaller him right now. I'm reaching out to the people that I want to invest in, and then the ones, and a lot of them, they just start, a few $1,000s a month in ads, and it gives them so much more money because of what they're charging, what they're generating. And that's just how they start. And then they go to 10,000 because they generated this money from it. And then they want something even bigger. I buy in, or I bring one of our partners to buy in, and they give them stock options, or that's how it typically works with the people that I work with.
We're still friends and family right now.
Okay.
Just even for that 80 grand, right? Gotcha. So until we raise at least an initial 500, the next 100 grand, let's say, go to the app and the little side things that need to fix it. Okay. Right. The next 100 will go towards sales and marketing and getting it. You can look on, if you look her up, Dr. Rocio Hernandez, she has drco.fun. Look that website up because she does these amazing, this is another thing for you to think about if you're thinking about people for helping us for money. Yeah. She does these things called celestial journeys. They're a 3-day deep dive into you, wherever you want to do it, right? In your world, you can go back to your old house. You can do things. She takes people diving in those things and spelunking, and really, it's a full deep dive for 3 days that will transform your life. Wow. And she's done them with the head of Berkeley's business school of business. She's done this is what we do with elite founders, people who they're like, I'm good, but I want to be better. I want that, right? I want to hear that.
Yeah. It's all in your mind. All of it is.
Thank you, Kevin. Great talking to you.
Yep. God bless. Take care. See you.